I work in like a few hours, but oh, that's bright. Let me close my curtains a little bit or blinds a little bit. I don't know why it's sunny in September or October. What? It's November. Wait, it's almost Thanksgiving? What the heck? Oh no, it's October. I'm like, it's almost Thanksgiving. I'm dumb. Sorry, I'm dumb. Okay, today we're reacting to something I like to call delusion. As you can see, this beautiful man on the screen is the guy who said Giannis didn't know how to play basketball. And you're about to see the absolute delusion that is his podcast. You'll hear the take. I already watched a little bit of this. That's why I'm making this video. But yeah, no. Once I heard this, it was straight up delusion. I already made a comment on it.
You know, we look at old Iggy, but what was young Iggy like in the league?
Watch your head. I don't think anybody realized, because I think it was AI, and then when AI left, everybody was like, oh, we off that, right? And then realized he had to carry the torch for a little bit, you know what I mean? And what he did is he was Scottie Pippen when Jordan left.
That's stupid. You are not going to compare Allen Iverson to Jordan and Andre Iguodala to Scottie Pippen. That's not what we're doing right here. What did Allen Iverson do in Philadelphia? Oh wait, he made it to one finals and got cooked in 5 games. What are we doing? By the guy who's actually close to Jordan, which is Kobe. He got cooked by a guy who's actually top 10 and a guy who's actually a top 3 shooting guard of all time. But, you know, we're not... Oh, Iverson was by himself. No, I don't even want to hear that. He had defensive weapons all over the court in 2002. Trying to get my camera right.
But nobody gave him the credit for it, right? You know.
Yeah. I didn't know Andre Iguodala retired, by the way. Love Iguodala. Love a lot of his dunks. The man was athletic as hell. That's all I'm going to say.
It's like I'm holding up... You know, the Bulls until Jordan get back. I don't think they gave him the credit.
I'm holding up the Bulls until Jordan get back. Andre Iguodala did not hold the 76ers up until Allen Iverson got back. As a matter of fact, Allen Iverson and Iggy didn't do anything together.
What he did.
He's better than Kawhi.
And there's the take. Andre Iguodala is a better player than Kawhi Leonard. I'll let them get through some of their BS, but I just wanted to let that sink in. They said he's better than Kawhi Leonard to me. Ooh. Look at this man. Look at the smugness on his face. Just look at this dude. Dumb.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Andre Iguodala's better than Kawhi Leonard to me.
No, I'm not gonna go that far, but I love Iggy though.
Yeah, put it together. I knew Gil was gonna put it together because you got to put it together. Young Iggy.
No, I love Iggy.
We're talking about championships. We're talking about two-way defender. We're talking about being able to hit a jump shot, a midi.
Championships. If I'm not mistaken, Kawhi has 2. Iggy really only has 1 because that 2022 chip does not count towards his legacy. I do not care.
Being way more athletic. Guarding way more twos, hitting game-winning shots.
You know Kawhi Leonard's a 2-time Finals MVP.
Game-winning shots? Didn't Kawhi hit one of the great...
What is that? Hey,
I mean,
Iggy's one time. Iggy's a one-time.
It's what?
A real one.
A real one? Okay, a real Finals MVP. Let's look at this real Finals MVP. Let's just look at what he won that Finals MVP for guarding LeBron. Now let's look at LeBron James's 2015 Finals stats, just out of curiosity. Yeah, a real Finals MVP, man. A real Finals MVP. Now let's look at Iguodala's stats. Now, man, a real Finals MVP. Now let's look at Steph Curry stats if you had to give it to the winner, right? Yep, a real Finals MVP. The guy who averaged 26, 6, and 5 compared to the guy who averaged 16, 6, and 4. So only did Curry outperform him offensively. It was, for his defense against LeBron. Now let's look at the efficiency. That's where people like to bring it up. Well, the efficiency was bad. He averaged 40%. And from the three-point line, he averaged 31%. So I guess he locked LeBron up, but I'm pretty sure LeBron still had 36. 13. Yeah, a real Finals MVP. A real Finals MVP. Now let's look at Kawhi's. Kawhi 2014 Finals MVP. Stats. Hold up. Final stats. I'm looking for. Yep. I get. Kawhi's 2014 final stats. 24. He literally led the team in scoring. Let's look at his. Now, people like to say 18, 6 and 2 in the 2014 finals. And he averaged. But if we actually average it out, right, and we only take the last 3 games because those are the games where he really got minutes. That's 23.6 points. I'm only counting the last 3 games because that's where he really was efficient. So 24 points because you round up. 6 rebounds and about like 2.5 assists with 2 steals and 2 blocks a game on absurd efficiency. Like, I was looking for his final 3 games, but you know, it's fine. It's whatever. But yeah.
What's
One time.
Yeah, but Kawhi just casually averaged 24, like 6 and 2 with 2 steals and 2 blocks on LeBron. Oh yeah, let's look at LeBron's 2014 finals. I'm gonna put it over here because I can't see anything I'm doing, but. Final stats. Yeah, so not only, yes, Kawhi locked LeBron up, right? Because if you look at it, this is better defense than Iggy played on LeBron. LeBron only averaged 28, 7, and 4. You know how many turnovers he averaged? 4. He averaged as many turnovers as he did assists. He was shooting amazing from the field and amazing from 3, but yeah, he was averaging a lot of turnovers, and he had a plus minus of minus 9.4. So yeah, no. Yeah, a real Finals MVP. A real Finals MVP.
It's a real one-time Finals MVP.
Oh yeah, yes. The other one was, even though Kawhi led the team in scoring for the final 3 games, and for the first 2 he was pretty bad. For the final 3, he was pretty dang good. Yes, but Iggy, the guy who let a guy score 36 points a night, that's a real Finals MVP right there. Yeah, but it was under 40% shooting. I don't care. LeBron still averaged 36, 13 and 9. Yeah, I don't care if the shooting was bad. You still let a man drop 36 points a night. It's 2-1.
It's 1-1.
It's 2-1.
What I'm saying, the Spurs one.
What?
What you mean?
At 23. At 23.
Wait, the Spurs one don't count or the Raptors one don't count?
He know. Huh? Brandon.
Let it be known.
Excuse me?
I love Iguodala.
I want Iguodala.
No, that's fine. I love Iguodala.
They're about to tell. I already watched it. I'm just going to tell you what they said. They're pretty much saying, "Oh well, if Kawhi wasn't on the floor, the Spurs would have still won." No, they would not have, because LeBron would have played even better than he did because he wouldn't have had Kawhi reading his passing lanes all the time, and therefore LeBron would have been making sloppy passes, and he would have averaged more assists, therefore raising his team's floor. Since Kawhi was guarding LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh almost all at the same time, sometimes covering for 3 guys, Kawhi made the difference. It wasn't Tim Duncan, it wasn't Tony Parker, it wasn't Manu Ginobili. The Spurs would have lost that year because they didn't have the firepower to beat the Heat, but because Kawhi was so good in those final 3 games, it really showed, hey, he's the Finals MVP. Not
Ready for stopping LeBron James.
I'm 23.
With Tim Duncan.
yeah, the old Tim Duncan, the old Tony Parker, the old Manu Ginobili. Yeah, they would have.
Averaged 20.
Oh yeah. I love how he brings up his LeBron stats. What was LeBron stats again for Iguodala, Gilbert? Oh, what was LeBron stats again for Iguodala? Just curious, because you seem to be harping on LeBron shooting 50% of the field from the field, but you're not going to talk about his 4 turnovers a game. The fact that whenever Kawhi was on him, he did shoot significantly worse, because Kawhi wasn't on LeBron the entire series, but when he was on him, LeBron was getting locked down a little bit. Oh, but are you gonna talk about how Iggy held LeBron to 36 points a night on 13 rebounds with 9 assists and like 2 steals and a block and a half a night? Are you gonna talk about that? Are you gonna talk about that, Iggy? Are you gonna talk about that, Gil? Because if we're talking about who really locked up LeBron, yeah, LeBron may have shot 40%, but I didn't see Kawhi let him score 36 a night. Just saying, if Kawhi was out there instead of Iggy, LeBron probably wouldn't have scored 36 a night. LeBron probably would have scored 25 a night. He wouldn't have scored 36. Iggy's defense was great. Let's not act like it wasn't. But at the same time, we're not going to sit here and act like LeBron James didn't average almost 40 a night, which was 36, obviously. Pretty much, we're not going to act like LeBron didn't average 36 a night on Iggy's head. Like, I'm sorry. And get 9 assists off a night. And Iggy wasn't really making LeBron turn the ball over much. I think he only averaged 3 turnovers. So, compared to 9 assists, whereas Kawhi was making LeBron turn the ball over as much as he was assisting. So,
Field 53%.
That's just wrong.
Line.
It was 51%, Gil, and it was 57% from the field, which is insane. Don't get me wrong. That's insane efficiency. But are you going to talk about his 4 turnovers? He didn't do nothing. The 4 turnovers were nothing.
Right?
LeBron not being able to get more assists and turnovers was nothing. Okay.
With defense, Gil.
Yeah. But they didn't want to give it to who? They didn't want to give it to Tony Parker or Ginobili, so they gave
that should tell you everything right there. Manu and Parker were slowing down at that time, so they gave it to the guy who could score better than them at that time. What is there to tell you? Nobody was guarding, so LeBron wasn't guarding Kawhi. Okay. Dwayne Wade wasn't guarding Kawhi. Okay, cool. I like. If we go back to that, I watched that 2014 finals. LeBron was guarding Kawhi a lot of those possessions. And Dwayne Wade, when LeBron wasn't guarding him, it was Dwayne Wade. And wasn't Dwayne Wade, it was Mario Chalmers. And that's crazy to say, but still, nobody was guarding Kawhi. Okay. Nobody was paying attention to the guy averaging 23 for the last 3 games of the series on insane efficiency.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like he was out there dominating.
He was, though. That's the thing. He was dominating for the last 3 games of the series, defensively and offensively. You don't just stumble upon 24 points a game on prime LeBron James defensively.
Dominate, right? He was
every
good.
time he checked in, they was like, "Damn!"
Every time he checked in, he got his ass.
That's what. Yeah,
like,
there was literally a
damn.
clip, and I don't curse. I try not to curse as much anymore, but I used to curse a lot. But I'm gonna use it as a quote. When Kawhi checked in, you know what the exact words LeBron said were? Shit. That's literally what LeBron said on the court. I was like, what? Kawhi didn't get busted, though. LeBron got busted. When Kawhi was on the court, he slowed LeBron down to a point where, oh my gosh, he's not going to average 30. Whereas Iguodala, yes, he made LeBron shoot badly when it was really claimed Iguodala teaming up on LeBron and LeBron getting double teamed for most of that series. Iguodala didn't really play great defense on LeBron, hence the 36 points a night. But, no, he played good defense. I'm just dicing it. Not 53% from 3, Gil. Let's look at how many turnovers LeBron averaged in 2015. I don't care. I'm gonna look at his turnovers. How many turnovers a game did he average? 3.5 to 9. Whereas Kawhi was literally holding LeBron to 4 assists. And we're gonna look at his 2014 stats. And by the way, oh wait, hold up. I should probably put. He was averaging 6 assists. And if we go to his playoff stats, before the finals, not before, we're just going to look at his playoff stats. 2014 playoff stats. He averaged 7 assists. So Kawhi not only held LeBron to less assists, he erased his turnovers by one. Like, I don't know. Both of them really didn't guard LeBron that well. I'm going to be honest. LeBron still absolutely dominated, but still, it's like, what can you do?
From LA, I'm riding with it.
Yeah, 36 points. 36 points and 9 assists.
Him the
When did they give Iguodala the ring?
When did they give him the
Oh, the reigns. The
His
reigns.
third year?
Wait, when did Golden State ever give Iguodala the reigns? If you're going to bring that up. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry should have won that Finals MVP, and Iguodala even admits he should have won the Finals MVP. When did they give Iguodala the reins? I'm pretty sure in 2016, KD, or not 2016, 2016 they got cooked by LeBron. Yeah, I know a lot of stuff happened in the Finals, but still. Where was that stellar defense that Kawhi was playing in Iguodala was playing in 2016? Let's look at LeBron's 2016 stats, because Iggy was still guarding LeBron at this time. So, obviously, let's just look at it. 30, 11, man, it seems whenever Iggy's on LeBron, it's cookies. Not only does LeBron average more points, rebounds, and assists when Iggy guards him than Kawhi, and this is still prime LeBron, so I'm just curious. Man, and he shot better. I'm pretty sure Iggy was guarding him in 2016 too. If we want to go that far, let's look at LeBron's 2017 stats, because Iggy and KD were the ones guarding him. Let's just look at. I'm pretty sure. Let's just look. What the fuck? I don't. If we want to keep going, he averaged 34, a triple-double, 34-point triple-double on 56% shooting. I'm pretty sure KD and Iggy were guarding him. Not only one great defender, two at that time. Now let's look at his King LeBron stats. 34, 8, and 10 on insane efficiency again. Man, Iguodala is a great defender, man. Just absolutely locking LeBron up. Like, really.
Give it to.
Yeah, came in third year and got one done. Yeah.
Iguodala, first 3 years, he was franchise. He was AI. We played with AI.
Okay, let's look at what Iguodala did in Philadelphia. If we're really gonna do that, I don't know why they're on Iguodala's meat, but let's just look at what he did in Philly. The best points per game season he had in Philly, and then he fell off a cliff. He has a points per game average of 11. If we just single out Philly, which we can, let's compare him to Kawhi. Right, let's compare them. So, year 1 to year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So year 1 to year 8. Let's just look at Iggy's stats from year 1 to year 8 compared to Kawhi's stats from year 1 to year 8. I just wanna understand 2 seasons, right? Year 1 to the 8th season, 2010, and then we're gonna go year 1 to Kawhi's 8th season, which was surprisingly enough his best year of his career. Now we're gonna look at it. So Kawhi not only Iguodala's played more games. Let's keep that in mind. Kawhi not only destroys Iguodala in points, rebounds, steals, blocks, efficiency. He has more championships, more All NBA team, and this is year 1 to year 8. Let's not do career. And from year 1 to year 8, Kawhi had 2 championships, more All-NBA first team, more All-NBA teams, more All-Defensive teams, more DPOYs, more Finals MVPs, and more All-Star appearances. If we're just comparing them to year 1 to year 8, but let's just compare all seasons, to make it fair for Iguodala. Kawhi in the regular season just beats Iguodala. In the playoffs, he's beat Iguodala. Iguodala's played way more games, but Kawhi absolutely demolishes his points per game. He demolishes his rebounds. He steals. He got him on steals. He got him on blocks. He's got him on efficiency. He's got him on free throw percentage. He's got him on effective field goal percentage. Yes, Iggy may have more championships, but you know what's still crazy about that? You know what's still crazy? Kawhi still has more All-NBA appearances by a mile, more All-Defensive appearances, and more All-Star appearances. It's not close. Iggy's best year in Philadelphia. Let's just again. Oh shoot! I accidentally did not mean to do that. 1 hour of why Kevin Durant? What the? What? Anyway, even if you wanna size him or not size, even let's again, Iguodala's not Iguodala. I don't care about Iguodala. Iguodala's 2015 final stats. I already improved that Iguodala got cooked by LeBron. He got cooked. Let's just compare the one season. Iggy's best season, which was his 2008 season. 2008 season to Kawhi's best season in San Antonio. Let's compare the best seasons on each of the teams and see who had the better season. Kawhi's best season in San Antonio, which was 2017. Now let's just compare him to Iguodala, and we're gonna 2008 and 2017. 2008 and 2017. That's it. So we're gonna compare, right? Because no. 2 seasons. So 2017. And we're going to compare Iguodala's 2008, not 2009, 2008 season, his best scoring season. So we're just going to compare them. Okay. So not only does Kawhi beat him in points, and this is Iggy with the reins to Philadelphia. He beats him in points. He beats him in rebounds. He loses in assists and steals, but beats him in blocks, beats him in efficiency. And you see all that? Those are awards that Iggy don't got. So what are we talking about? I don't care about that.
Who's the better defender?
Kawhi has 7 all-defense appearances compared to Iguodala's 2, and has 2 DPOYs compared to Iggy's 0. What are we talking about?
He's more athletic.
Who's the better player?
I'm pretty sure I just disproved that. But better player, man. Not only does Kawhi for his career. You know what? We're gonna make it fair. We're gonna only compare the amount of seasons Kawhi's played, which will make it fair. Because I was doing their career. And being unfair to Iggy. So we're just going to compare the seasons that they played. That Kawhi played to the same. So the most seasons Kawhi played compared to. So 11 seasons compared to Iggy's 11th season. Let's just see. Who really is the better player? Because obviously it's Iguodala. So not only when we compare the same amount of seasons, does Kawhi just average more points? He averages more rebounds. The steals don't matter. But blocks, Kawhi has everything besides playmaking in games played. Kawhi has everything besides steals, playmaking, and assists in games played. You know what's crazy? For the better player, he has less chips. If we're comparing just 11 seasons, he has less chips, less All-NBA teams, less All-Defensive teams, less DPOYs, less Finals MVPs, and less All-Stars for the better player in the same amount of seasons as Kawhi, right? Because Kawhi by his 11th had all this under his belt. Iggy by his 11th only had a few things under his belt. So what are we talking about? Triple double.
I love Iguodala.
Did he just say he's a better player because of triple doubles? Man, Russell Westbrook got to be the best player in the league then.
Bro,
They pushed him to the bench and made him a role player.
Kawhi Leonard.
What are you saying?
Wait, hold on. 18, 19.
You went to Toronto.
That's also not true. They had Fred
there,
VanVleet,
then
Kyle
what we
Lowry,
seen
and
since?
Pascal
I
Siakam,
mean-
but yeah, I can see what you're saying. And the Warriors had like 3 major injuries, but again, injuries don't matter. Like when it comes to winning a championship, to me, you play who you play. That's besides the point. he didn't win by himself, and the Warriors had so many injuries that it's still an impressive reign, though, nonetheless.
I mean, hey, y'all called me here.
Hold on.
You called me here. Y'all trade for me. You called me here. This is what I bring.
Where is that?
I bring a championship.
Where is that now?
Championship to Toronto.
How long you been?
How long was Iggy in
How long
Philly?
you been in
How
LA?
long was he
And I
in
left.
Denver?
How long
What
you
are we
been in
doing? What are we doing? Iggy only won 4 championships because he had Curry and Clay carrying him. Carrying. It wasn't Iggy and Curry. No, it was Curry, Clay, and Draymond carrying him to championships. Oh, and don't forget that slimy snake Kevin Durant also carrying him. Iggy was never the bus driver on the Warriors. You know who was? That man Curry. KD. Heck, Clay was in the passenger seat. Iggy wasn't even in the back seat because you had Draymond and Boogie in the back seat. So not Boogie. So it was KD in the passenger seat, Curry in the front seat driving, right? Then you had Clay and Draymond in the back seats. Where was Iggy? Oh yeah, he was in the trunk. He was never even the passenger in the car. He was in the trunk. Yeah, he played good defense in 2015, but after KD got there, he was in the trunk getting carried. So what are we talking about? Whereas Kawhi was the bus driver in Toronto. He was the passenger in San Antonio. He was in the passenger seat in San Antonio. He was the actual driver in Toronto. And yeah, maybe this Clippers run isn't going as planned, but at the same time, you know how many injuries Kawhi has had since this Clippers run? In 2020, he blew a 3-1. There's no excusing that. But at the same time, I don't like Kawhi, by the way. I'm defending a man I don't like, and I actually like Iguodala. But I'm using my common sense here to say, why are we absolutely disrespecting a guy who is obviously better than Iggy in almost every aspect of basketball besides one, which is playmaking, and completely over? Like, it's absolutely delusion. It's delusion. I didn't tell him to go.
I didn't tell him to go to the Clippers.
I'm asking
How long
you
is
a
it?
question.
5 years, but
How long have you
man,
been in LA?
I would love to have KD, Clay, and Curry, and Draymond carrying me to a championship. That would also be awesome. I would love to have Curry carrying me, man. To a championship, I was in the NBA. Just make me a role player, put me on the Warriors. I'm bound to shoot like 12% from 3 with that spacing. Give me like 20 shots a night. Give me 23s a night. I'm bound to shoot like 5%. I'm bound to hit a few threes. Come on. If Zaza Pachulia can hit a 3, I'm bound to hit like 1 or 2. Put me on that Warrior spacing. I'm about to hit like 1 or 2 threes on 20 shots. On 23s. They'll be like, leave it open. Yeah, leave me open. I'll stay open all night and keep chucking threes. What are we talking about? That's not Iggy. I'm just taking the piss now. I'm just trolling. Well, we don't say who was more dominant. It was Iguodala, because that is a lie.
Who was more dominant?
You're using who was more dominant their entire career? If we're doing that, who was more dominant after their first Finals MVP? You really want to do that? Who was more dominant after the first Finals MVP? Because I'm pretty sure Kawhi ended up after it was like the year after. So after 2015, 2016, after 2015, the man was averaging more points, more rebounds, better shooting splits, better defense, better everything. Who's more dominant after the first Finals MVPs? That's what I want. Let's ask that question. Who's more dominant after each one got their first Finals MVP? Because it wasn't Iguodala.
Iguodala was more dominant.
Of course.
So if you're using that criteria, then okay, who's more dominant their first 4 years? Chris Paul or Steph Curry? Who's more dominant their first 4 years? Chris Paul or no? Let's not do Chris Paul. Darren Williams or Steph Curry? Who's more dominant their first? Actually, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good comparison. And Steph Curry is a better player than Kawhi. Okay. Here's a better one. Who is dominant their first 4 years? Dame or Steph? Dame was better in his first 4 years than Steph was in his first 4. I think that's fair, right? Let's look at Damian Lillard and Steph Curry, right? Damian Lillard is nowhere near Steph Curry all time, and is not even close to the player Steph Curry was. But if we compare them, 4 years, their first 4 years, right? What the heck? 20. I think this is a good comparison, right? I think if we compare their first 4 years, Dame was more dominant because Dame. Obviously, Dame actually scores more for his career. That's actually kind of impressive. I'm not gonna lie. No, I just want to choose their first 4 years. So Steph Curry, year 4, to Damian Lillard, year 4. And if we do that criteria, it's pretty Dame was averaging more points. He was averaging more assists. He was a better shot blocker. And he had a better BPM and VORP. And he was already 2-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Star. So if we use that criteria, Dame was more dominant than Curry his first 4 years. But we're not using that criteria. Because if we use that criteria, a lot of players were more dominant their first 4 years. It's not even close. Who was more dominant their first 4 years? Dwight Howard or Nikola Jokic? There's another good one. Dwight Howard is nowhere near Nikola Jokic all time. But if we all compare, he was more dominant than Nikola his first 4 years. Just like Dame was more dominant than Curry his first 4 years. We're not. If we just do first 4 years sample size, that's the dumbest thing. I'm being so dead serious. Obviously, look at the career. Nikola Jokic has by far been way more dominant than Dwight. Yeah, Dwight has more All-NBA, first-team All-NBAs and more All-NBA teams than overall, and is a better defender. But we all know Nikola Jokic is a more dominant player than Dwight Howard was. And I'm not talking about in the paint. I'm talking about like stats-wise and awards-wise. But if we compare their first 4 years, guess what? Dwight's going to have the better numbers and the better achievements. That's just a fact. We can do this with, I'm trying to think, another good example. I can't think of any, but yeah, those are 2 great examples. Yes, career-wide, the first 4 years, you can say Iguodala was more dominant than Kawhi, but was he? Let's actually check that. Even if you do check that, who is actually more dominant their first 4 years? Who is actually more dominant their first 4 years of basketball? Okay, because we're doing first 4 years sample size. Then I guess, okay. So year 1 to year 4, and we're going to do Iguodala's year 1 to Iguodala's year 4, and we're actually going to see who is more dominant. Oh! Did I do this right? Did I do this right? Because it looks like Kawhi has a championship, more on defensive teams, a DPOY, and the Finals MVP? To Iggy 0? Yeah, Iggy averaged 3 more points, but Kawhi was more efficient, and he almost had a better box plus minus and almost as good as the VORP. So was Iggy more dominant than Kawhi in his first 4 years? Man. Yeah, Iggy was a better passer, but I'm going to be honest, that's an L take. Iggy wasn't a starter in his first 2 years. That's just wrong. I'm pretty sure Iggy wasn't a starter until year 3. I'm really looking up a lot of Oh, he was. He was a starter off the bat. I'll give you that. He was a starter off the bat. But he averaged 9 points. Yep. Crazy. Iggy wasn't even more dominant than Kawhi in his first 4 years. Kawhi was a better defender and arguably as good on offense. And
Like Kawhi basically started after his second year. He started every game he played.
And I'm starting on a championship call. That's how good I am. That's how good I am.
He didn't make That's how good he is. He didn't make a championship. I mean, he didn't make a. What? He was an all-star.
Okay, if you they better. I'm pretty sure Kawhi also made an all-star team. Let's look at this. He was an all-star his 5th year. Now, when was Iggy an all-star? Let's just look at it. When was Iggy an all-star? He wasn't an all-star 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it took him 3 more seasons than Kawhi to make an All-Star team. It was a reserve spot because those aren't All-Star numbers. 12, 5, and 6? All-Star? On 45% shooting? All-Star? And he was turning the ball over twice? All-Star? I'm just kidding. A lot of people are turning the ball over twice a game. Man. So that was his one All-Star appearance. So if Kawhi was an All-Star sooner, had arguably a better first 4 years, that's stupid criteria, and it has the better career, what's the argument here?
His 5th year. His year 5.
Listen,
Yeah, what have we seen from Iggy since he's been, like, besides the Warriors, what did we see from Iggy? Kawhi won a championship on 2 different teams. Iggy's only won 4 championships because he had Curry, Clay, and Dre carrying him. Like, I don't understand what this is. Draymond's also better than Iggy. What are we doing? Not offensively, but defensively, yeah.
The problem is this. One was a star, one
was a star. Yeah, those 9 points per game really showed he was a star, man. That's not what happened at all.
And then it just switched.
I'm pretty sure Kawhi and Iggy were at the same point in their careers. Iggy came in as a role player. Kawhi came in as a role player. Kawhi just ended up being way better than Iggy ever was.
It's hard because we're gonna use. Was Iggy ever the man?
Was Iggy ever the man in general? Because those 20-point per game seasons, he didn't even make an All-Star appearance. Like, that's something that you're forgetting to mention. He didn't make an All-Star appearance when he was scoring a lot. He only made an All-Star reserve team. He was only an All-Star reserve. That's the only time he made an All-Star appearance, whereas Kawhi was the man in his 5th year. So what are we talking about? They gave him the keys his 5th year. Granted, 2 years after that he left, but still, he was never the man on Philly. I mean, yes, he was, but it didn't lead to anything. Whereas when Kawhi was the man, they still made it to like the 2nd round. Whereas Iggy never, I don't think he made the playoffs until he got to Denver. So I don't know what you're talking about. Hey.
526, he wasn't given the keys to say, all right, you're the main guy.
Yeah, he may have given the keys year 3.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when Kawhi was given the keys, he actually did something. Whereas when Iggy's given the keys, it's either a first round exit or they don't make the playoffs at all. So I don't understand what he's on. They're in the same place, but continue.
Places,
but we talking about the player, though. We're not talking about the situation.
Kawhi Leonard, his real attribute offensively is he can shoot the
And he's a decent post player. He has an amazing touch at the rim. He's an amazing finisher. He's actually a decent playmaker now, in my opinion. He is pretty all around. He can hit the mid-range. He can hit the 3. He's a really good finisher. You're forgetting to mention that. And he has a decent post touch. So, yeah, Iggy can kind of shoot. Iggy's a decent finisher, if not good. He really doesn't have a post touch. He might have a post touch. I really haven't watched much Iguodala. But, yeah. Iggy's more dominant because he can pass the ball a little better. Okay.
I don't think people understand.
Kawhi's an amazing shooter. He's like a 40% shooter, which is insane.
When he pulls up,
yeah,
it's cash money, right? And I don't think people.
First smart thing he said today. First smart thing he said.
He has no fluid movement. What he
and
really
a gifted player overall because he also has a handle now.
Right.
Iggy has a better handle. I'm not even gonna argue that. I literally saw Iggy go between the legs, like doing in and out, and try to dunk on. Like Iggy's nasty, but still, Iggy may have the more enjoyable highlights in my opinion. But Kawhi's the better and more dominant player by a mile, and it's not close. So, I don't know. Iggy never averaged 27. Kawhi did. That should be the end of the discussion. And Kawhi was doing that on a good team, too. Iggy was only averaging 20 on a bad team. Kawhi was averaging 27 on a good team. I think Kawhi averaged 30 one year on the Raptors, if I'm not wrong. Or it was either 30 or 26. But... yeah, it was 26. But his first year on the Clippers, he averaged 27. And the year before that, he averaged 27. Ever since he was been an all-star caliber player, he's been averaging 20 points per game and more. Iggy never averaged 20. I don't know. I mean, he technically did, if you round up, but...
Defensively, he has a knack for what he's doing. But
Kawhi won 2 Defensive Player of the Years. I think they're forgetting to mention that. Iggy was never close to winning DPOY. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Gil? And whoever this dude is? Yes, Iggy was a better slasher. Okay, who was a more efficient finisher? It was Kawhi. Who's a better mid-range shooter? Kawhi. Who has the better post fade? Kawhi. Who has the better post hook? Kawhi. Who's a better three-point shooter? Kawhi. Who's better off the pick and roll? Kawhi. Who's better off the screen and pop? Kawhi. Who's better at almost every offensive asset of the game besides passing? That boy, Kawhi. And he is great, and it's not close defensively. I don't care. Kawhi's a better ball thief. Kawhi's a better shot blocker. Kawhi is a better perimeter defender, and he's a better interior defender. And he's better at reading screens. He's better at reading passes. He's better at almost everything in the game of basketball. And they're trying to argue that Iggy is somehow a better player than Kawhi when that's just not the case. There is nothing Iggy does on the court that even comes close to Kawhi besides passing. And even that is kind of close. So I don't understand why you're... If your only argument for Iggy being better is he gets to the rim easier, then that is a terrible argument. Get a better argument, man. That's a terrible argument considering Kawhi does almost every single aspect of basketball better besides slashing and passing. Oh no. That's like saying, Rondo's better than Curry because he can pass and he's a better slasher. And a better defender, like that. Those are your points. He's a better defender, slasher, and passer, so he's better. When we know for a fact Curry's just miles ahead of Rondo. They both started out as role players.
They both did this,
and they both still was successful.
Yeah,
it just went like this.
No, it's not.
It's a good comparison.
It's straight up just not a good comparison at all.
It's one became a main guy.
No, he never started as main guy. I'm pretty sure he started off the bench. Or not off the bench, but he started as a role player next to the actual main guy, Allen Iverson, until Allen Iverson went to Denver. And then Iggy followed like a lost puppy. No, it's not.
It's a good comparison.
It kind of...
Just because he's more athletic doesn't mean he's better. Josh Smith is more athletic than Nikola Jokic. Dwight Howard's more athletic than Nikola Jokic. A lot of all-time centers, or not all-time, but a lot of centers nowadays are more athletic than Nikola Jokic. Does that make them better? No. De'Aaron Fox is more athletic than Curry. Is he better? No. John Morant's more athletic than Curry. Is he better? No. Just because you're more athletic doesn't mean anything. John Wall is more athletic than CP3. Was he ever better than CP3 at any point in his career? Maybe, but no. So I don't know what your argument is. It's kind of, you're talking out your butt at this point.
He was more athletic.
Natural movement.
Yeah.
No. I don't know why they keep bringing up defensively when that's just not the case at all, considering Kawhi has better defensive stats, better advanced defensive stats, and he's a 2-time DPOY and it's more all-defensive teams compared to Iggy's 0 DPOYs and only 2 all-defensive teams. So I don't know where they're pulling this defensive narrative out their butt, but they're pulling it. He can't even come up with more BS. He's gonna make up some BS on the spot. He had to guard Gil. Kawhi would have locked Gil up. I don't understand. Gil, look, you're an amazing basketball player. You've had some stupid controversy that I won't bring up because that would be low of me. Are you going to sit here and say that Iggy would have guarded you better than a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in Kawhi? And don't lie, because you know that is not the case. I know you're probably never going to see this, Gil. And if you do, you're one of my favorite all-time point guards. But please do not cap. Iggy is not on the same tier defensively as Kawhi. It is just not close. 2 DPOYs and 5 more All-NBA, all-defensive appearances? What are we talking about? Kawhi's also a better interior defender, a better shot blocker, a better He's better at reading the lane. But I don't and he's a better help defender. I don't know what we're doing. He had to guard you is crazy. That is not an argument. That's like saying I'm a good defender because I had to guard Steph Curry. Like, no, that doesn't make you a good defender. I'm pretty sure Gil still dropped 30 on Iggy's head. Like, okay? Curry would have dropped 70 on my head. Like, he might have dropped more. Curry would drop like 120 on my head if I guarded him. So, that's like saying someone's a good... That's like saying, oh, Dame's a good defender because he had to guard Curry. I'm pretty sure Curry dropped 60 on Dame's head. What are we talking about?
Your Bulls, like, it's hard.
Kawhi Leonard could defend. Y'all not watch.
No, he can defend.
We're not watching Kawhi Leonard.
No, he can defend.
Oh, now it's different. But before it was, this is a good comparison though, right? This is a good comparison. But now it's, it's different. It's different. No.
Ring from Bron and them early. Me, I did that.
It ain't
Finals
me.
MVP.
It wasn't no
I'm
me.
Finals MVP.
It wasn't no me.
I'm Finals MVP. I did that.
Stop that
Finals
shit.
MVP. I did that.
There was no Iggy though. Iggy wasn't just me against LeBron. No, it was Iggy, Curry, and Clay and Dre jumping a LeBron who had no Kyrie or K Love. So I have no clue what you're talking about. They literally jumped a single father, essentially. They jumped a single father with his children. One of his children almost went to the ER because he had to guard Curry. Like,
When we're going to talk about his defense, the series before against Kevin Durant, he got his
crazy.
ass whooped.
Oh no, we're not talking about the series before though, are we? They ended up winning that series. Am I right? Are we not going to talk about the series before where Iggy had to guard KD and he was also getting messed up? I'm just saying, I don't understand why you're bringing KD into this. I'm pretty sure the first 4 games of that series, even the first 6, honestly, Iggy was getting cooked by Durant. Durant just choked, but still, I'm pretty sure Iggy was getting cooked by Durant the first 4 or 5 games of that series. They just got lucky in game 6 and 7, and KD didn't know how to pass the ball.
Bopping his ass. You look at the percentage. The 2 dudes he had to stop. 50%.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to win.
It wasn't enough to. I love this game.
Was Bruce still on that team?
What I'm saying is, do not tell me, do not sit here and use his defense as like he
did dominate defensively because he has 2 DPOYs, Gil. I hate to break it to you. The guy has 2 DPOYs, and this is prime defensive Kawhi we're talking about. Actually, let's look at KD's 2014 conference final stats. Let's see if this is really true. $26. Oh, so he averaged. Man, it looks like Kawhi got him one of the games. Yeah, KD was playing decent for most of the series. I mean, he really wasn't. No, if we go to 2014, so he's averaging 26 points and 7 rebounds on, honestly, really bad efficiency for KD. Really bad. 33% from the field. And he was averaging 3 turnovers, more turnovers than assists. And let's look at what he was doing in the regular season. 32 points. Man, so Kawhi didn't lock KD down almost. Keep KD from averaging. So he held KD to under his normal points, his normal rebounds, his normal assists, and he was making him turn the ball over just as much. Plus, held him to under his standard of 50% from the field and almost 40% from 3. And even if you don't want to say, oh, well, that's the regular season, let's look at his playoff stats. So Kawhi wasn't locking KD up because KD was averaging 5 less points, one less rebound, or almost 2 less rebounds, and assist less. KD just doesn't know how to pass. I'm just noticing this. KD just don't know how to pass the ball. That's crazy. And he was just shooting inefficiently, so I'll give you that. But Kawhi didn't lock KD up. Kawhi didn't keep KD from scoring 30. Now let's look at Iguodala's defense. Let's look at Kevin Durant's 2016 conference final stats. Third man, Iggy really knows how to lock people up. So not only was KD averaging 30 points, it was on. Oh, Iggy can hold people to bad efficiency. So Kawhi knows how to make them turn the ball over and actually lock them up, and Iggy can actually hold them to bad efficiency. KD still averaged 30. Man, it's almost like Iggy just can't defend actual stars. He can hold them to 30 under their normal efficiency, but he can't keep them from scoring. That's where the difference is.
What, that first year?
KD averaged 5 less points, and if you want to do his regular season, he averaged like 7 less points, less rebounds, less assists, way worse efficiency. And I don't understand what the debate is. I don't understand what the debate is.
Round by round.
I mean, that's what you want to.
By the way, 2016 KD is better than 2014 KD. Right? So maybe you can give him that. Or no, 2014 KD is maybe better than 2016 KD. But my point is, Iguodala cannot keep KD from scoring. Whereas Kawhi actually did a good job. It held him to 3, 4, 5 points less than his average. Held him to a worse efficiency than his average. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And you know why his actual playoff stats were so low? Was because of that series. He probably was averaging like 34 before that series. So I don't know. Yeah, KD averaged 26 compared to his normal like 32, 34 a game. But yeah, you know, Kawhi playing bad defense.
Kawhi after that.
But I'm telling you this.
After that, what happened?
How about this?
Quiet.
No, how about this?
Take your ass to go to state. Take your ass over here.
Oh, so he made niggas leave?
No.
He made niggas leave?
Stop.
So he made niggas leave?
Yeah, you don't do facts because the facts you're spinning right now are complete BS and not true. Gil, the amount of absolute bogus you have spewed throughout this entire podcast clip I've seen is false information. The facts are, you're trying to defend a guy who let another man in the finals score almost a 36-point triple-double on his head. Yes, he held him to bad efficiency, but guess what? He still scored 36, had 13 rebounds, and 9 assists on really low turnovers for that. If he was, yes, the efficiency was bad, but honestly, if you get your hand in the face of a defender, of an offensive player enough, you can make them miss shots. A good defender makes the guy turn the ball over and helps his teammate, elevates his teammates. Iggy was only defending LeBron. Kawhi was defending D-Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron, the entire team at one point, whereas Iggy didn't defend. He didn't have to defend anyone else because Kyrie and K-Love were not healthy. Curry outscored him. Curry outpassed him. Curry almost out-rebounded him. The only thing Iggy had on Curry was his defense. And whereas Curry just played better in the finals overall. And if we want to be honest, that finals MVP probably should have gone to LeBron, even though he shot atrociously. Or not even atrociously. He just shot inefficiently. So I don't understand what your take is. Whereas Kawhi went out there, and every time he guarded LeBron, LeBron had the pass. And because he had the pass, it was either a turnover or a bad pass that didn't lead to anything. Yes, he scored 28 a night on insane efficiency, but he was the only one who could score, and the only one who was really getting open looks sometimes. So what are we talking about? And he drove for most of the series. So I don't understand what you're talking about. And the fact that you're trying to sit here and say that Iggy's a better defender, when Iggy let KD score 30 on his head, and you know what Kawhi did? Kawhi held KD to under his standard of 32 points a night. It's not a competition. It's not close. It's Kawhi 100%.
You know it's facts. If I'm guarding you and you gave me 32 a game, 50 from the field, 50 from 3.
LeBron didn't average 32 a game on Kawhi. Where are you getting this misinformation? And he never shot 53% from 3. Yes, he shot 51. You are spreading misinformation right now. Are you not going to talk about the turnovers or the fact that Kawhi also held D-Wade to like 18 points a night or Chris Bosh to 14? Or are you going to talk about the fact that Kawhi held LeBron to 28? Which is crazy, but you know what Iggy held LeBron to? 36. Iggy also LeBron get 9 assists a night, whereas Kawhi only let him get 4. So what are you talking about, Gil? Hey.
Stop Brandon Jennings.
So who let LeBron average 36, 13, and 8? Or 9? On not good efficiency, but who let him average 36, 13, and 9? It couldn't have been Iguodala. That would have been... That had to be Curry guarding LeBron. Because ain't no way someone averages 36, 13, and 9 on my head, and I'm a good defender because I make him shoot 10% below his average. Yeah.
We lost.
No, stop. What is your face? You're gonna be like this.
We lost.
You're gonna say this. He was barbecue chicken.
No, we lost.
Yeah, barbecue chicken really was getting cooked by LeBron. Man, LeBron didn't even drop. I think LeBron only dropped 30 once that series. Or not 30 once, but he dropped 30 a few times. But at least it wasn't 40 night after night. How about this? Both of them really didn't defend LeBron that well. Is that a good idea? Is that fun to say? They slowed LeBron down, but they really didn't defend LeBron that well, considering LeBron's the second greatest player to ever play the sport. So I don't know why we're arguing about this, considering Iggy just didn't defend LeBron that well at all. I'm going to be honest. Yes, the 10% less than his average, and he was only averaging like 3% less from 3. But yes, the efficiency was bad. But at least he didn't... At least Kawhi didn't let the man drop 36 on his head. And you know what? Golden State lost in 1 in 6. The Spurs won in 5. That should really tell you something. Barbecue chicken's crazy.
So what has happened? What has happened since? What has happened since?
Barbecue chicken is crazy, considering I would want Iguodala on D too if I was averaging 36 a night. I don't care about the efficiency, considering I'm getting triple teamed sometimes. Yeah, what he fails to mention is Kawhi was guarding LeBron by himself, whereas Iguodala had help from Clay and Dre. They were triple teaming LeBron at points. Why do you think he averaged 9 assists? Why do you think LeBron averaged 9 assists? Because they had Clay, Dre, and Iggy all guarding LeBron at one point, whereas Kawhi really was guarding LeBron by himself. Yes, there was double teams thrown with LeBron sometimes, as that it happens to LeBron in every final series he's in. Really?
Come on, B. What you gonna be doing?
I'm gonna be doing.
You gonna be like this.
This nigga.
That's
what you got me.
Hey, man. This is you are. That's
Okay, but what happened after that though? 1 year. 1 year.
Then
what happened after
that?
What happened after that? After Kawhi won his at 23, what happened after that? Everybody was ducking smoke from Kawhi. It's still.
I mean, but I'm not questioning.
Every time they see that claw, every time they see that hand, they get scared. So and he's from Cali. Come on, like what you doing?
Stop bringing up the defense. LeBron was getting jumped. LeBron was getting jumped in 2015. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? He didn't have Kyrie for like 4 games. Kyrie did play like 2 games of the series, so I will give him that. As a matter of fact, let's look at LeBron's 2015 finals again, because I do want to see what he was doing in those first 2 games. Yeah. So, oh wait, no, this is the game Kyrie got hurt. You see what happened in the first game? I'm not sure who won that game. I don't remember who won. Yeah. So I think the Warriors did win this one, but Kyrie was healthy. And you see how LeBron shot above 40% from the field? Once Kyrie gets hurt, 31%, 41, 32, 40. This game isn't bad. 39. I'm just saying, it's a little convenient that when the second Kyrie gets hurt, LeBron shoots under 40%. 31% is actually abysmal. Iggy and Clay and Draymond did lock LeBron up for like 2 games.
These guys are.
He beat Kawhi.
The big great of these guys are. He is not supposed to stop.
Even though he did. Kawhi literally did stop Kevin Durant. And he literally did he slowed down LeBron. And he slowed down KD. Almost stopped him. Because KD averaged like 4 less points. He just averaged less stats around the board. So let's not act like Kawhi wasn't locking KD up for a good...
Right, those are those are 6 matchups per year.
And what is his numbers with them when he's doing it? His numbers is right there.
Yeah.
So they can't.
No.
Don't even want to do that.
He averaged
Against LeBron? I'm pretty sure if we actually look at the last 3 games, because the first 2 he averaged 9, right? So yeah, you kind of got a point there. In the series he averaged 18. And he averaged crazy efficiency. But if we just look at the last 3 games, like I said, like we looked at earlier, I'm pretty sure Kawhi averaged something called 24 points per game on LeBron's head top. Iggy was only averaging 16.
Hold on.
We can go.
I'm gonna bring up some matchups with Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron.
When in 2014, he was hanging with LeBron. He was only averaging 4 less points. What are we talking about? He was hanging with LeBron in 2014.
After the 23, after he...
That year right there, he was still hanging with LeBron scoring-wise, considering he averaged 24 points per game in those last 3 games. He was on the same level as LeBron. Not the same level, obviously, but he was hanging with LeBron scoring-wise and defensively. He was better than LeBron defensively that year.
The Toronto year.
Just the Toronto year? So you want prime offensive and defensive Kawhi? Cool, yeah. The Toronto year is the best year to look at. I'm pretty sure Kawhi absolutely dominated. Let's look at Kawhi's 2019 final stats. So Kawhi averaged 29, 10, and 4. 4 assists with 2 steals and a block on pretty not good, not the best efficiency, but still pretty decent efficiency. You know what? Iggy was the one who was guarding Kawhi, by the way. So Iggy let another man almost drop 30 a night. Iggy is not good at defending. I'm just kidding. But yeah, see, because the efficiency low, that's how you know it's Iggy. That's how you know it's Iggy. But let's look at Iguodala. Because Iguodala was starting in the 2019 finals. 9 points. Yeah, he was starting. You see these minutes? That means he was starting. 9 points. On actually somehow worse efficient. You are shooting less and you 33% from the free throw line. So this is the man that was better than Kawhi? Because I'm pretty sure 4 years ago he was locking LeBron up. I'm just saying. Kawhi, yeah, the last game of the series, Iggy was cooking. He was cooking up something in the last game besides the free throws. But 29%, 17%, 37%. Yeah, he had like 2 good games, but you're telling me this is the guy that's better offensively and defensively than Kawhi? When Kawhi was averaging 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists? Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the video. They're just going to keep talking about he's somehow better than defensively than Kawhi. I'm done dealing with Gil's BS. This was a stupid take, and hopefully a lot of people will agree with me. This is a dumb take. There's just the numbers don't match up, whereas when LeBron was guarding a better LeBron scored less somehow, right? Then a worse LeBron, who averaged 38. Yes, Iggy held him to 40% shooting, but at the same time, is that really impressive considering the man still scored 36 points a night? At some point, you have to understand, LeBron's going to get his. Even when you're triple teaming it, like the Warriors were in 2015, I keep needing to reiterate that. They didn't need to in 2017, 2018. You know why? Because they had Kevin Durant on their team. Yes, LeBron was still going crazy in those series, but they didn't need a triple team because their offensive firepower was so insane. And you know what happened in 2016 when Kyrie and Kevin Love were back and they couldn't triple team LeBron anymore? They lost. Yes, I know, Draymond got suspended, but at the end of the day, Draymond was still there for the last 2 games of this series, and they still blew a 3-1. Anyway, I love Iguodala, and I don't want anyone to think this video is a hate on Iguodala. I love what Iguodala did in 2015. I love what he was doing before he got to the Warriors. I like Iguodala as a guy, and I really don't like Kawhi, considering a lot of his fans are overbearing. But at the same time, this is a dumb take, and you gotta look at it logically. I hope you enjoyed this reaction video. Go watch Gil's Arena. It's comedy sometimes, and there's bad takes, and he has some good takes. But This was a bad one. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out.